Hello, 21st century online educators. Welcome to my demo unit, the contemporary history of the Middle East. I'm glad to demonstrate in front of you the most important aspects of my online class and show how I use constructive engagement with content, constructive engagement with peers, and how I use best practices for teaching and learning in an electronically mediated environment. I'm an instructor of a foreign language requires multiple dynamic approach to allow college-age students to enjoy and interact in an online learning session about high-level topics. I would say my approach incorporates aspects of Middle Eastern culture, politics, history, and the ongoing military conflicts of the past few decades to the study of the Arabic language. So my unit is designed to be immersive with reading, writing, speaking, and listening, all done in the target language and assisted by diverse learning technologies. This is especially actually when it comes to the case when the studied events happened in the 1970s and 80s. Also, these events took place in a geographically distant area, making them seem distant to students. So I was thinking to overcome this challenge, I have to integrate interactive technology into the demo unit, designed to simplify and ease online learning in an enjoyable and interactive atmosphere. So I would, as for the nature of my students in this unit, most of them are military students who are involved in the culture and interests of the military. So I have therefore integrated aspects of military involvement in the Middle East to the unit and learning of Arabic. I take advantage of the fact that my students are mainly employed by the military and tailor my modules around aspects of military engagement in the Middle East. Since the topic of my unit are all related to learning about crises, conflicts, and wars that took place in the Middle East and are studied in the Arabic language. Students encounter subjects relevant to modern military efforts in the Middle East, such as ISIS, the Arabic Revolution 2010, Arab Spring, the Israeli-Arab conflict, and the Gulf War. For the instructional mechanism of my unit, I have adopted a process of visualizing or reading and listening passages in the demo unit, and then converting them to digital information, including designing animated movies, utilizing interactive maps, smart learning games, audio and video samplings, as well as producing multimedia for the creation of an enjoyable and exciting learning atmosphere. I use brainstorming and lead-in activities as an entrance to each module. These activities gradually familiarize students to materials through peer-assisted learning and collaboration, utilizing innovative technological tools that prepare students to adapt to the atmosphere of each topic in a creative and interactive way. I design interactive maps of war events so that students can interact with the strategic movements of war, just like the Six-Day War that we have in one of the modules. Textual elements which are converted into moving objects on the map, bringing the subject to life. For example, an assigned reading passage discusses the war that took place in the 1970s. Then the students move to the interactive map and reenact the events they have read about, helping students who may lack geographical knowledge of the region to visualize the events described. So I would say the main geographical elements of the reading passage, I have Russia and Egypt, act as the mapping backdrop of the lesson. Representative markers include the former Egyptian president, tank placements, aircraft strikes, and infantry advances on encampments, as you see in the interactive map in my module in Canvas. To reinforce what was learned in the map activity, students then answer a series of questions related to the activity. So now, to incorporate constructivist engagement with peers in my unit, upon completion of the map activity, students, I would say, will go to Padlet discussion board, as you can see in the video, just to share the maps they have designed with their peers. As the students discuss and engage in the material, the online instructor will observe and direct student discussion, assessing the quality of their work and giving feedback to students using Padlet's assessment tools. It's pretty cool tools actually. I have used in each module using which is Padlet discussion assessment tool. So as for the constructivist engagement with content this time, I worked hard actually to create multiple modes of representation for students according to the standards of UDL. In this section, all the learners begin by reading a text in the target language to hone their reading skills. I also provide supplemental videos that provide students with multiple ways of representation, engaging students in listening and viewing. Here actually, I took advantage of my expertise in the field of media, where I have been working for about 5 years as a professional experience as a news anchor, as you can see below in the video of my reading article structure in an engaging and interactive manner. The methodology, I would say, that adapted in the creation of interactive technology activities, student cognition, peer interaction, strengthen lesson retention. So I embedded interactive learning games which can be shared to student phone, laptops, iPads, and allow them to interact and engage with their classmates via these activities. So I can say the ultimate goal is to simplify and ease the learning of content in an enjoyable and interactive atmosphere, and ensure that students are conversant with the target language, meeting the standards of the 21st century learning. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay. Holy cow. I wish I had 1% of your skills with making movies, man. That was freaking amazing. I'm like, dude!
I wanted popcorn right at the
I was excited when I figured out how to move something and overlay it on a map using Google Slides.
And I enjoyed the kind of the snippets of going in and out. Like, Ali, I'm going to have to go back and watch your video because I'm super fascinated by your little moving on screen. I caught a part of that and I'm like, how did he do that? So I'm going to go watch your video.
I worked so hard, actually. It took me...
And I caught the conversation afterward and people were talking about it. So I know that impressed your classmates too.
I hope so. I don't know.
I think I told Ali in the beginning that I didn't think he was going to be able to do half the things that he ended up being able to do. So,
if I have more time, I will do more than that, trust me.
Yeah, and I remember I told you, I'm like, I don't know that you're going to be able to do that, Ali. I just don't think,
that little link, you just go to websites called iGenerate Frame, and then it will give you
That's really cool. Yeah, and super impressive, right? So you've got this opportunity to think about it and then figure out how to execute it and execute it in a meaningful way. So I'm like super impressed.
Did you watch the whole thing?
With the way students have done their units.
Professor, did you watch my video, like half of it maybe?
Only the part that I caught in here. I haven't watched the videos in Blackboard yet, so I saw where you were demonstrating it to your group in this presentation, and so I stuck around for a few minutes there, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch the whole thing. I may actually send it over to Dr. K too, because I did not believe that you were going to be able to pull that off. I'm impressed.
It was a challenge for me. I know you said that. Sure. I know I mentioned that I have like really interactive games, and you said, "Oh, it's not going to be able to do it in Canvas." Like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Now, this has to be done.
Well, so I mean, you have had some time to sit and focus on things, right?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, that's How are you feeling?
If you go to Canvas, I mean, if you go to what it says people section, it will give you the time that you spend in Canvas. I had like more than 100 hours actually.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I've been looking at some of the time people have been spending in Canvas, and definitely.
It was.
Are you feeling better?
Oh, definitely, yes. By the way,
how's your wife doing?
The whole family, even my little kids, they had the virus too, and my wife. And then it was so tough, but it was a challenge for me. I have to do it. And I remember I told you, if I stop working on 629, and then you said in July, and then I would lose all my ideas, and it's already in my mind. So you know what I have to do right now. So it's already there. So
I'm glad you stuck with it. I was worried, but I'm glad you stuck with it. And I'm glad to hear that everybody's doing better.
No, they're doing fine. We're doing great. Yeah. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it.